Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to my Empire Pro Studios. My name is Ola from the Empire Pro Studios, my Empire Pro Studios, and welcome back. If you're brand new here, please make sure you subscribe to the channel before you leave because there's a lot of content on this channel that's going to help you with your wholesale real estate and marketing business. We talk about everything. On today's topic, we're talking about how to assign wholesale real estate deals using LLC transfer. Um, that's something that you're not going to find too many videos about. You'll find talks about LLCs. I'm not talking about how to form an LLC. You can easily find free information all over the place about that. We're talking specifically about uh, a method to assign your deals. Okay. A method to assign your deals is the primary reason why we're talking about this, and it's called LLC transfer. If you've been in this game for any how long and who long, you've heard of double closing. You've heard of just a straight up assignment contract. Basically, the idea of wholesaling is to find deeply discounted properties. There's a heart and a science to it, and that's what we cover here on this channel. So the idea is to put a house under contract that you found at a very deep discount. You lock it on that contract and you sell the contract. Or to say it the right way, you assign the contract to other people for a fee. They call it the assignment fee. Okay, you can make $10,000, $20,000. So, case in point, you found a property that's worth $200,000. Somebody's willing to sell it to you for $100,000. You lock it under contract, $100,000, and then you assign that $100,000 contract to another person who actually want to buy the property. You basically do the work of finding the deal. They acquire a property that they want at $110,000. That means $100,000 of the cost of acquisition plus your $10,000 fee for finding the deal. That's what wholesaling is all about. But if it was that simple, everyone will be doing it, right? So sometimes there are complications, there are guideline restrictions that will prevent you from assigning a deal. And that's why I'm going to tell you the story of this particular deal today, to help you put things in perspective. If you're brand new here, you haven't downloaded the book yet, just go to smartrealestatewholesaling.com and get your free PDF copy of this book. It's also available in paperback, Kindle, and audiobook. All right, so let's keep going. So, again, that was the idea right there, to find a deal, a deeply discounted property, and assign it to other investors who actually want to add value to the property or resell it for a profit. Okay, they sell it for $200,000. They pay you a little $10,000. They make 80, 90, $40,000, $30,000. They're happy. That's the idea, right? Excuse me. All right. So now the issue here is that there are guideline restrictions that comes with certain banks, with a court of law. There are special type of deals that you may not be able to just assign a contract. So when you have a contract right next to your name, when you put on that contract, ideally you want to add assigned or assigns. Okay, there's a clause that you want to basically add on to the contract. I'm trying to see if there's a contract around here to use as an example. And or assigns. Okay, it's basically a little clause that you add to your name that allows you to be able to assign the contract to other people. In certain scenarios, agencies, the powers that be, will now want to go under contract or allow you to go under contract. It's not against the law. It's just that some people use it as a restriction to avoid a messiness that may come with the wholesale deal or things like that. So, one example of that is if somebody needs a permission from a court to sell a property, the court will not entertain assign, may not entertain assign, and or assigns. They may not entertain that clause right next to your name because they know you're trying to assign it, right? If you're dealing with a short sales, which is basically a bank taking a short payoff, a discounted short payoff off of what the homeowner actually owns on the property, the bank don't want you to assign that deal either because they know there's always a monetary reason or vested interest behind doing that, and they want all the money that comes from the short payoff since they're already discounting the principal balance that the person actually owns on the property. So the banks generally don't want you to flip or short sales. Even when it comes to double close, right? So you have two options. You can assign. They don't want you to assign it, right? They don't. They don't want you to assign it, right? They won't approve a contract that has and or assigns or assignable clause on the contract, right? The second option, most popular option, the second most popular option is double close. The bank will put a restriction. It's called a deed or title chain restriction, something like that, something to that effect. I see these things. You just need to know what they are. You don't have to know exactly how to say them, okay? Because you're not a lawyer and you're not trying to be an attorney either. But the idea is there's a restriction on the title, basically meaning you cannot transfer a title, meaning you cannot sell the property for 90 days. Sometimes they say 90 days. I think I've heard of cases where they put a 6 months restriction on it. So double closings is out the window because the idea of double closing is you buy a property on the same day you sell it, right, for a profit. That's something we did heavily back in 2004, 9 to 9 to 8 to 9, but after the whole meltdown and the recession, there were all this type of restriction that came about. All right. But here's the deal. Anytime there's vested interest, right, in doing business, period, in just doing business and serving people, people find a way. Okay. And I want you to keep in mind that all legalities are not necessarily in the favor of the parties involved. Okay, they're supposed to be, but they're not necessarily in their favor. For example, somebody looking to get rid of a property, and the only way they can really get rid of their property and stop getting into further trouble is by selling the property to this one person that they just found that's willing to buy the property. But then the bank is going to be like, no, we're not going to allow you to sell it. Or the court is going to be like, we're not going to allow you to sell it. But the court is not going to pay the bills that comes to the property during all that period, right? So it doesn't really benefit anyone. It doesn't benefit the court or nor the bank either. But it's just the guideline. It's a structure that they have in place. It's not to individuals. It's nothing personal. It's just something they have in place to cover everyone as a big whole and not necessarily one individual. But one individual may hurt really badly from that one guideline. So I just want you to keep that in mind when it comes to legalities in this business. You don't want to be one of those people that is very quick, oh, that's illegal. Listen, it's not my job to figure out what's illegal. My job is to make sure I don't steal, cheat, and lie. Okay, just as a person from a good home that was raised in a regular home. Okay, as far as the legalities does not always equals to right and wrong. If you know anything about the world we live in, you kind of get what I just said. Okay, if you don't get what I just said, if that sounds strange to you, then keep learning. You know, but the idea is to do the right thing always. Don't cheat, don't steal, don't lie. As far as what's legal, you have a lawyer worry about that. You have the title companies and the licensed agencies to worry about that. That's their job. They get paid to do that. Your job is to secure deals, find a deal. So, case in point, I found this deal, and this gentleman became incapacitated, so he has a guardian that basically has to take care of him. But there was a restriction on the guardian. Document that they cannot sell any real estate. The only way they can sell real estate is to have the court approve it. So they have a lawyer who will take it to the court and approve it. So I called them and they were interested in selling me the property at the number that I agreed to. And basically, excuse me, and basically they returned my contract, my ideal contract, my regular contract always says and or assigns because I keep my options open. I may wholesale, I may keep it to fix and flip, I may do whatever. I may do the options I'm going to share with you here today. The option of LLC transfer I'm going to share with you here, right? So it's an option. You just have to find a lawyer and a title company that knows how to do it and they are open to doing it. It's not every title company, it's not every lawyer that's open to doing it. And it has nothing to do with right and wrong. It's just what they're not comfortable with. Okay. Sometimes they feel like they don't know enough to engage in it. Right. So they're not outrightly telling you that you're stealing something or anything like that. They're just not comfortable with it. So just keep that in mind. So basically, the only option we had is to go under contract personally. Um, they wanted us to uh, make sure that there's a deposit 10% on the contract. They don't want us to show PO box on the contract. This is for the court. If it's PO box, the court will reject it. That's what the lawyer said. For the most part, they're blowing hot air, just empty air, and but it's not mine to argue with them. I just give them what they want, just like I do with my prospects. Anybody, I give them what they want, as long as it's within my parameters of something I can do, right? So they don't want a sign and or they don't want PO boxes on my address, right? And they also don't want they want to include a deposit on it. Now the deposit, here's the kicker: you don't have to put it in escrow right away, but they need to show that you will put a deposit down before they can approve the contract. So now we can't have and or assigns, meaning I cannot assign the contract. And there's a chance that I will not be able to double close. I may be able to double close. It's possible. Okay. As a matter of fact, I think I will be able to double close, but there's a chance that I think I'll be able to double close actually on this deal. Uh, for the most part, but they also want earn sorry, they want a proof of funds, a POF, to show that you have the money. So those are the things. So now the third option, if they come back with a restriction that says I cannot double close, let's say, meaning not they don't typically say you can't double close. Double close is not something you put out there and say I do, right? The idea is that there's no restriction that says you can't pass deed from one person to another and then to a third person on the same day. There's typically no restrictions as such. But if they put a restriction that says you cannot pass deed for 6 months, you can only pass it once in any given 6 months, or you can only pass it once for this particular transactions, and you can't pass it again for 6 months. Then basically you're stuck. You can't do double closing. In that sense, and that leaves you with only one option, which again, I don't know about your state. You just want to ask questions around your area and your local area and see if there are people doing it. But it's doable, and there are people doing it in New Jersey. I'll tell you that much. So the idea is you form an LLC, okay? Or you can also say to be formed, okay? You just need to disclose that it's to be formed. An LLC, you go under contract with a to be formed LLC, or it's already formed if you want to spend $100 forming the LLC already, and you go under contract with it, right? And then when you now do the deal, instead of doing a double close to transfer deed, you don't have to transfer deed any longer. You simply sell the LLC for a fee. That's called LLC transfer. So anything that the LLC owns, including the new property that was just purchased with the LLC on it, is owned by the new owner of the LLC. You don't have to touch the real estate transaction. It's just another transaction that's basically has to do with the sales of the new corporation, the new limited liability corporation. And that's what LLC is. So if you need to watch this video and rewind and watch all over again, feel free to do that. All right. So that's a method. If you have any restrictions that basically does not allow you to assign directly or doesn't allow you to double close, you will find lenders that basically don't want you to do that. Then you can always all day long do LLC transfer. Fair? All right, so let's keep it moving here. All right, so we have some calls to make. I got about 9, I think, follow-up calls to make. I don't cold call, okay? I do follow up with people that were cold call and pre-qualified for me, okay? Um, basically, I at this stage we're actually trying to clean up some things. For example, the first one I'm looking at right now, it's already in negative. Let me see here. All right, so I have a Carletta to call here, and it's in Linden, New Jersey. She says good condition, and she wants 400. Uh, she wants to sell a house. I Let's see here. It doesn't look good. Let me just say that already. So I'm going to do a quick assessment of this property. That's why one of the tools you need is a CMA tool where you can do a quick comparable market analysis. So property is worth 317. She wants 400. Let's find out where she's at because you never know. Maybe it's just the wrong timing, but this doesn't look good. Let's see. All right. Hey, 296. Yes, may I speak to Carletta, please? Carletta. My name is Ola. You spoke to my. Is this Carletta? You spoke to my assistant about your house in Linden. Okay. You expressed interest in selling. I know, but you did you tell him you wanted to sell? If the price is right. Okay. So you don't have any reason to sell. You just gotcha. Gotcha. You have any other properties you need to get rid of? Okay. Have a good day. All right. So let's keep it moving. Let's. I'm not in the mood, honestly. All right. So we may have to make sure. Let's see here. So definitely, actually, this Monday. Oh, sorry, this Friday, I'm having a meeting with them because we're stepping up our game when it comes to pre-qualifications. Number that was picked up. All right. So let's go on to the next one. So first of all, there was so much noise in the background. The person was very, very um, not interested. If they're not interested, I'm not interested. That's the way I look at it. Okay. This one says it can give us this property even if it's not motivated to sell it. What? Not to sell, but he can give it to us. Not to sell, but he can give it to us. It doesn't make any sense. All right, we got a problem here. Let me just call the guy and see. So I'm gonna pretend like I'm calling this person for the first time because they weren't qualified properly. So you can see how I do that if that's the case. Okay. Hello, is Linda available? Linda.
Linda.
Linda the Gambo.
Yeah, this is Linda Gamboa.
Oh, is Lino?
Yes.
Oh, sorry about that. I'm calling about property as address Roselle Street, Linden, New
Uh
Jersey.
huh.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. It's yours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was wondering if you would like a cash offer on that property.
I mean, they called me before, but I mean, I don't know how much is the offer. That's what I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, it depends on a few criteria. Do you have a few minutes? 2 minutes? What's the condition of the property?
It's renovated. I renovated a year ago. Full renovate.
Oh, fully renovated. Okay. Is it rented out?
Oh, I live here.
Oh, so it's vacant right now?
I live here.
Oh, you live there. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why would you want to sell if you live there?
I'll probably go to another house.
Oh, gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah. I have other properties too.
Oh, you have other properties. Okay. Okay. Are you an investor?
Kind of.
Oh, kind of. Not full time, but kind of.
Not full time, yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I think my assistant did speak to you something about you're not selling, but you will give it to us. And I was curious what that means. Do you know?
It depends how much you offer. If you want to come and do an estimate, whatever, that's fine. If I
Hmm.
like the cash, the offer, then I will sell it. If not, then no.
Gotcha. How many family is it?
It's one family, but it's not just my family. One family.
How many bedrooms?
2 bedroom.
And bathrooms?
One bedroom.
One bathroom. Okay. Does he have a
Yeah.
finished basement or finished attic?
It doesn't have a finished basement, and it doesn't have a finished attic. No.
Okay. The
You can finish the attic. I mean, you put so,
Gotcha. Gotcha. You have like a white gate on the side, right? That's your property?
yeah, it's my property. Yes.
Okay.
And it's the whole. I have a big backyard, sidewalk, a driveway, the back too. The land is pretty big.
Yeah, I do see that. I do see that. Now,
And
would you mind sharing the ballpark price of what you would want for it?
what was that?
Would you mind sharing like a ballpark price of what you would want for it?
To be honest with you, I mean, if you want to do it like appraisal, then it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, probably like close to three. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I don't know because the house, the property is now property went up. Is going up. So I don't know.
Okay. Well, why don't we discuss that? At least at the very minimum, I can share some information with you. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I did notice that you purchased in 2018.
That's correct. In March 2018.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a pretty good deal you picked up there. But you had to spend some money on renovation. I understand.
I did put it this way. I
Mm-hmm.
renovate completely the house, everything,
Right, right.
full renovation.
Okay,
So
okay,
that's what the house was. The house was abandoned for like 2 years, and I also have central heating and central AC.
okay.
So everything, everything is. I did new plumbing, new electrical, new everything.
Gotcha, gotcha. Well, I'm a private investor, and what I'm looking for is a property that needs some work that I can put some work into, and it doesn't seem like your
Yeah,
house fits because if you've done that much work, then you deserve all the money you can get for it. Okay.
exactly. Yeah, no, my house is fully renovated, man.
Okay. Well, let me share
So
some numbers with you. The average sold in the last 6 months in that area is 279.
exactly, that's how much I was thinking. Remember, I told you like
Mm-hmm.
high 300, high 200.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. But it's a pretty sizable house. And of course, you have that extra lot on the side too.
Yeah, I have an
So,
extra lot on the side. You can finish the attic. I
mm-hmm.
didn't finish the attic because I was running out of time. The
Mm-hmm.
property that I was living at that time,
Mm-hmm.
I sold it, so I was living, in my mom's house for like a month before I finished this one.
Mm-hmm.
So once I couldn't finish the attic because I wanted to finish everything else.
Right.
And right now, once you do construction,
Mm-hmm.
you go upstairs, you dirty the whole house and everything. So I was like, you know what? Let me just leave the attic like that, and I left it alone.
Right. Right.
But it's got a pretty tight attic. Basement is not finished, but I repainted the whole floor,
Mm-hmm.
kind of, and I have my water heater on the bar on the
On
basement,
the
and my
basement.
and central machine on the basement too.
Okay.
Pretty much that's on the basement, and the water meter is on the bottom. That's it. I don't keep anything else down there.
Okay.
I have a laundry room,
Mm-hmm.
on the next to the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. I got 3 bedroom, pretty size.
Right.
So yeah.
It's not on the flood zone, is it?
No, it's not. I
Okay.
don't have a flood insurance. Not on the floor zone.
Gotcha. Now, quick question. If you really want to sell, would you consider listing it on the market?
Consider what?
Listing it on the market with an agent.
Listed on the market. I mean, I don't know. I mean, listen. I put it this way.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody wants to buy the house, like there's a lot of. I have another property. They were calling me Elizabeth too,
Mm-hmm.
and I told the same guy, listen, I'm not selling it, but if you guys want to offer me, something that I think is reasonable, then I will sell it. I have no problem. I don't have no mortgage in any of my properties. They're
Mm-hmm.
full and paid.
Right.
So I mean,
Right. So, I mean, like I said, you've done some work on this house, and you deserve highest and best offer for it. And the best way to really command that kind of offer is to put it, give it the exposure that it needs.
yeah, I know.
If you don't want to sell, then I completely understand that you don't have to do that.
But you are an investor or you're real estate. I mean,
I'm an investor, but I'm more of a one-stop shop. So whatever you need, I can get it done. I was calling as an investor.
got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So now you see the opportunity that probably put it on the market and sell it for the highest price, which is that it makes sense because
Hmm.
the house is fully renovated. I mean, people who come here will get the house
Hmm.
immediately.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Do you want me to
so
do you want me to have my agent call you and then do like a
yeah, that's
proper
fine. Yeah,
analysis?
so I can probably discuss more with him.
Yeah, yeah.
All
I
right.
think I think that's best. And then if you have any other properties that you need to get rid of or no?
No, 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 not at all. No.
Okay. All right, cool. I'll have my you said your name is how do you spell your first name?
Lino, Lino.
Lino. For some reason they have it as Linda.
No, no, Lino.
Lino. Okay. All right, no
All right.
problem, man. It was nice meeting you. I will have him call you. His name is Nara, okay?
All right, man.
All
All
right.
right.
Bye. All right, so that's a listing candidate. It's a fully renovated house. There's no point there. Uh, okay. So you never know. I called. You notice how I went through step 1 to 7, basically. Okay. I didn't ask timeline, which is my step 5, because what's the point? He doesn't want to sell. I just kind of stick with the condition, and then I went from there to talk about, I already know what his motivation is. Basically none. But it was more money, more like money. So if he wants money, then you gotta just work on giving whatever it is their motivation is. You focus on that. So the motivation is money for the most part. Price. I had to basically suggest price to him. It sounded good what I came up with based on my CMA tool here. All right, so that's that. Let's keep it. I'm gonna set up a task to send to Nara. See here. All right, let's go on to the next person here. Let's call Musa and Elizabeth. Okay, this is a brand newly completed, renovated situation. He wants $600,000. You never know; he may be a listing candidate, but let's see. You know.
Dale, my name is Michael Pushcheck, 97359.
All right, that's a person leaving a message. Property for sale. Let's see what else here. All right, so let's call Musa. 755.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 91735533192 is not available.
All right, not available.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 91735533192.
All right, let's try the other lines. Our person is calling me back. Wait, the person was calling me back. Okay, let's go on to try the next line.
Hello, we are not available now. Please leave your name and phone number.
That's a landline. Property is worth 227. They want 600. Okay. All right.
Hello?
Yeah, hi. Speak to Musa, please.
Yes,
How you doing, Musa? This is Ola. I'm calling about your property on Magnolia Avenue.
yes.
Yeah, you spoke to my assistant. I don't know when, but you expressed you wanted to sell.
Yeah, he called me, yes.
Right, right, right. But you expressed that you wanted to sell, right? That you don't mind selling.
Everything is for sale for good money, no?
Oh, for good money. What's good
Of
money
course.
for you?
575.
575. How'd you come up with that number?
It's brand new property. I mean, just renovated.
Oh, brand newly renovated. Yes, I do see that.
Yeah. It's not finished. It's should be finished this week.
Are you an investor?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm an investor. I'm looking for investment deals.
But this is investment deal if you want to make money.
Yes, this doesn't seem like it fits. You're looking for a retail price.
Of course.
I feel you. You deserve it, man. After all that work.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, yeah. Well, if you need an agent to list it with, then I can help.
No, I'm good for now. Thank you.
You're good. All right. Are you looking to buy some more deals?
Of course.
Oh, okay. Why don't I hide you on my bias list?
Say again?
Let me hide you on my bias list.
What do you mean?
I'll hide you on my bias list. I'm a wholesaler. I get properties like this all the time. So,
Okay.
what's your email address?
Mr. Mike,
Mm-hmm.
BUKAJ
Mm-hmm.
at AOL.com.
That's mvukaj@aol.com.
Right.
Okay, no problem. Talk
Only
soon.
fix it. Only fix it up.
Yeah,
I don't buy nothing else.
only fixer uppers. That's it. That's all I do too.
Thanks.
All right, man. Take care.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
All right. So another way to add a buyer to your list. It's as you're making those calls, you will stumble into investors. Don't hesitate to ask them to add them to your list. Okay. All right. So everything will set up a task. Okay. So I'm interested. I'm gonna set up a task to add to list. Add to bias list. All right. So let's move on to the next person. All right. So there's a property in Park Ridge. No, 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 no. Called the wrong number. 201. We're calling Joseph in Park Ridge.
A1.
Is this Joseph?
Yeah.
Hi, Joseph. I'm calling about Spring Valley Road. Your property on there.
What about it? Yeah.
You spoke to my assistant the other day, or maybe it was not too long ago. You wanted to
What's up?
sell?
Well, no, not really. I mean, for the right price, I would know.
Oh, okay. You're not looking to sell.
No.
Oh, okay. You have any other properties you need to get rid of?
Yeah.
You mind sharing some information about that for me? I'm an investor. I'm looking to buy.
Yeah, you'd have to call me back after 5.
After 5?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Why don't you save my number?
Does that work?
Yeah, I work. I
What's that?
understand. Save my number. When you get off, just call
Okay.
me. And with the details, I would like more
You got it.
information. All right. Thank you. Mhm. Bye. So there you go. He doesn't want to sell this, but I asked if he has any other property he needs to get rid of. So I'm gonna say has other properties doesn't want to sell. Has other. So I'm gonna set up a follow-up call for tomorrow to inquire about his other property. on other property, on other house. So he wanted to call after 5. I'm actually gonna set this on high. I'm gonna put a time of day. I'm gonna put evening, 5 p.m. I'm gonna still put it on today. So I may actually call him back. Okay. So you set all that up. I don't have to remember. I'll get a reminder. All right. So let's go on to the next person. Leads, 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 leads. That's what it's about, right? This person says condition of property fine if the price is right. Tenant only, hear the offer first. Others hear the offer first. All right, so I'm actually at a place right now. We may want to just discard all this here offer first leads and insist that they must have an asking price in order for us to make an offer. We may want to do that because the leads are getting so much, and we're better off spending our time with the people that matters most. All right, so let me call this person here. Hello. Hi, may I speak to Yuri, please?
Yes, this is Yuri.
Hi, Yuri. I'm calling about your property on Livingston Street in Westfield.
About what?
About your property
Yeah,
on in Livingston Street in Westfield.
yeah,
You spoke to my assistant a few days ago.
yeah.
Yeah, yes. So you're open to selling it.
Sure.
Okay. What do you want for it?
400,000.
400?
Yeah,
Let me take a quick look here. Do you live in the property?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Why do you want to sell?
Does it matter?
Oh, yeah. It does matter. I'm a private investor. So I like to know what your motivation is to sell. That's all. If you don't mind.
Money.
Okay, money. Okay. All right. How'd you come up with $400,000?
I like that number.
Oh, you like that number? Okay. So let's talk a little bit about numbers. I'm looking at because I if you're open to it, I want to make sure that you're open to selling. If you're open to it, I don't pay retail price. I'm looking for a property that may need some work. Does your property need work?
No.
Oh, okay. So this is just looking for highest and best offer, basically.
Okay. So you can't do 400,000. That's fine.
No, no, I'm asking you. You're looking for highest and best offer.
What? I'm looking for 400,000. Yes or no?
No, no, no. If 400,000 is what you want, I can focus on that. Sure. If you're open to the
What do
conversation,
you need to
sure.
focus on? It's a yes or no. Can you do 400,000? Yes or no?
I don't do yes or no. You could just hang up. How about that? So when anybody try to intimidate you, don't allow it. Just don't. Okay. So now he's gonna go back to the next person he talks to today and figure out, you know what, let me arrange myself because not everybody's gonna accept that kind of nonsense. His property is worth his property is worth 800 and the numbers I'm seeing here, $400,000. Hmm. I'm seeing that the property may be worth $800,000. Okay, but still, it's not a good reason, you know. Let me see here. I'm trying to see the size of the house. Okay, I do see. The land is not a land where you could put a $800,000 house. I do see that the area is hot. Let me see what kind of owner he is. Okay, this is an owner that paid 350 for it in 2017. He's probably an investor. If he's an investor, he's probably not an experienced investor. That's why he's talking like that, because most experienced investor understanding they have to be nice. Let me see here. Yes, I'm gonna discard that situation. All right, now I could have said yes, but I told you in the beginning of this, I'm not in the right mood, so I'm gonna literally discard him. There's 300,000 other people we can call. No, I just spoke to the VP. They told me they will get back to me by the end of the day. They said no, I will start with you. All right, so let's go on here. I'm gonna set up. Let's see. Okay, let's move on to the next person. Ridgefield. Ridgefield tends to be a hot area. All right, so the example that just happened. Sometimes you want to make, if you have your tools together, you may want to have a good idea of what the property is worth. Because if I had an idea it was worth $800,000 any remotely, I will be locking that under contract. So, for example, the property I'm looking at right now is giving me instant value at 775, but who knows? It may be worth more. Let me look at something. So it may not be a bad idea because of that. You got to be ready. Okay. It's not really an excuse to not be ready. I wasn't really ready, just to be straight up honest with you. The property I'm looking at is a big house. Is a big house. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah. Let's see, it's on the corner somewhere. Look here. Okay, let's go back. It's off the market. Okay. So who knows what they want for it? Let me see. Let me see if it's owned free and clear. Let's see if there's any mortgages on it. There is a mortgage on it. Well, there was a mortgage from 2008 at 445. Okay. Uh, and George tax name. Okay, by somebody else entirely. This property was purchased in 2015. Okay, let's see history. Okay. All right. Doesn't hurt to see where the conversation goes. It's okay, actually. It's not for sale, but if we buy it, it will sell it. What? Well, if you want to buy, he will sell it. Okay. Let's try. One. Yes, I'm speak to Philip, please.
Who's this, please?
Hi, Philip. My name is Ola. I'm calling about 505 Studio Road.
You called me on Saturday. What happened?
Oh, I think you spoke to my assistant. I was supposed to call you, right? On Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
sorry about that. We had a lot going on. Easter weekend. Sorry about that. But yeah, let's talk about this property. You want to sell it. How much do you want for it?
Well, let me ask you something. Who do you represent or who are you? Because I get a million people always asking me, and I have to know if I'm really dealing with bona fide people here. You know, a lot of people ask me, and, you know,
Right, right, right. I understand. I'm calling you from my personal cell phone. My name is Ola. I'm a private investor.
okay. And
So,
what do you want to do what do you want to do with the property?
well, we look to add value to property and put it back on the market for profit.
Well, first off, the house, that property is designed, it's already been approved for 6 units to be built on it. It doesn't have a final approval for it's got the initial approval,
Mm-hmm.
40 units, but it doesn't have a final, as far as how it's supposed to be laid out. So you'd have to go through that process.
Gotcha.
Other
The
than that, I'm looking to, like I say, you have to understand it's approved 6 units, and
hmm
I want one three for it.
You want
Which
1.3 for it?
yes,
Hmm. How do you justify that? How would you justify that for me to pay for that?
how would I justify that? Because if you were to build the units,
hmm
most of the units 6,
hmm
and you probably have a upside potential about 4.5 million you can get out of that property.
Okay,
And but you'd have to build it.
I see. Now you purchased it not too long ago. How come you didn't do the project or finish it rather?
Well, because I'm doing other projects.
Okay, all right. If it was completely approved or anything like that, that's a different conversation. But it's not, right?
You're right; it would be a different conversation.
hmm
But the approval process is not going to take too much, really. It's already better than halfway there,
hmm
and it's not because the approval process stalled either. That's not the problem.
hmm Now, is the existing property on it right now? Is it or is torn down already?
No, it's not torn down. It's still there.
It's still there. Okay.
And
Unfortunately, I'm gonna.
part of the reason I didn't tear it down was I just didn't want to involve myself with fencing and all of that other stuff.
Right, right. But I mean, if the deal is there, the deal is there. Um. So I don't mind whatever the situation may be. I just need to, but I have to go with the existing situation of the property.
Okay.
You know, and with that being said, would that be a conversation you're willing to have?
Not really, because it's really not at that point. It really is beyond that point. Quite
hmm
honestly, it's at the 6 unit point. It's not designed to be rehab. It's not designed to be fixed again. The
hmm
house is to be torn down, and the property is to be divided into the 6 units. Or used as 6 units.
Gotcha. How many acres is the land sitting on?
I don't honestly know. And I'm not being evasive. I truly do not know.
You don't know.
I
Okay.
mean, I don't know. You would know better than me. Read Zillow, ridiculous things. It's going to tell you more than I know, probably.
Probably yes. If I dig deeper, yep. Okay. Because even with the existing, there's no data for me to back anything up. Unfortunately, do you have any other properties you need to get rid of?
No,
Okay. All
no.
right. Thanks for your time, man.
Okay.
All right. All right. So, how do you like that? It gets better. It gets better. Let's see here. Uh, too much. He wants too much. He wants 1.3 for a property that's worth, based on square footage right now, is worth $1 million. Based on average sold in the area right now, is only worth $511,000. I have to go with $511,000 because that's the lowest number and the more conservative number, and I'm a buyer. So it's a no. Sorry. And no, it's not a situation that fits into listing either. We couldn't list it for sale either because it's not. It's just sound all kind of weird. Maybe I could have asked about that too. Honestly, maybe I could have asked. Let's see here. Let me. It doesn't hurt to try. Let's see. Let me see if he's open to that.
Hello?
Hey, Mr. Delucia, right? That's your name?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Would you consider listing it on the market?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Yeah, he wouldn't consider. So it didn't hurt me to try again. So there you have it. Not interested, no motivation, and I would want to use that for training later. Let's see. Okay, so let's talk to Umberto. Umberto, good condition. That's not sound good. Wants to sell ASAP. He's vacant. Wants to discuss offer first. And again, it's a property on Crestview Avenue in Vauxhall, New Jersey. I'm gonna do a quick lookup before I call. See if there's anything attractive there. So was 284. Yeah, that's not much. Let me just call.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 2015150 is not available. At the tone.
Let's try the other line. He's a serious. No pickups. Let's try the third line. Wait, what? Busy line? Oh my god. That's a bad line. Let's try the other one.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated.
All right. No pickups. We're gonna keep going. Follow up next tomorrow. Follow up tomorrow. Let's try it, Robert. Perfect condition. Yes, hi. May I speak to Robert, please?
This is he.
Hi, Robert. I'm calling about your property on Brightwood Avenue in Westfield. How you doing? You spoke to my assistant, I think, some few days ago.
Yeah.
Awesome. What do you want for the property?
650.
You want 650 for the property?
Yep.
Oh, that's retail price. Is it renovated?
That's right. Yep.
Oh, it's fully renovated.
Yes, it is.
Gotcha, gotcha. Are you an investor?
Yes.
Oh, are you looking to buy some more deals?
Yes.
Okay. If you don't mind, I'll add you to my buyers list.
Sure.
Okay, what's your email address?
It's Rob
Mm-hmm.
dot Alpine REI
Mm-hmm.
at gmail.com.
Got it. My name is Ola. If you see anything from me, you know it's me. Okay.
Where do you usually buy?
Middlesex, Monmouth, Union, Essex, Bergen.
Perfect. I do Airbnb, so shoot me everything.
All right, perfect. Thanks, man. Talk soon.
Yep, bye.
Bye. All right, so two buyers on the list today, basically. So far, two buyers on the list, right? So from there, uh, so basically, I'll go ahead and I'll set up a investor, uh, interested buyer, add task add to buyers list. That's it. Let's go on to the next person, Derek. Derek. Okay. Hi. May I speak to Derek, please? Hi, Derek. I'm calling about your property on Brookside Avenue.
Yes.
Good. You spoke to my assistant some few days ago. Do you recall? Good. Yeah, did I catch you at a good time?
Yeah, well, I'm at work, but is it quick? Do you need...
Yeah, maybe about 30 seconds to a minute. I just wanted to discuss a possible offer on the property.
Okay.
What do you want for it?
I think it was like mid 300s.
You want about me 300s for it?
Yeah.
Hmm. Do you have an idea of what the property is worth?
Probably around there.
Oh, probably around there.
Yeah, house next door just sold for like 340, and they have one less bathroom.
Okay, all right. The property, yeah, you probably around about that, but you're looking for retail price. Um, are you willing to come down lower, or you just want the highest and best offer?
Well, I mean, I'm not looking to move.
Okay.
If I was looking to move and like get out quick, then yeah, but I'm actually...
Oh, okay, but you don't mind selling if you can get a decent price for
Yeah,
it.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind. I was actually discussing it with my wife maybe a couple months ago.
Okay.
You know, 'cause our daughter's going to graduate from college next year.
Got
I
it.
was thinking maybe we get a new house or something, maybe something smaller.
Cool. The average sold within 1 mile radius of you in the last 6 months is 383.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, and your house is bigger than the average, so we're looking at even up to 504. Would you want me to have my agent call you to discuss further?
Sure.
He'll call you.
What's the name of your company?
He didn't. So I'm a private investor. It's just not a fit for what I'm looking for. I buy at discounts. So, but my agent will call you and he will discuss detail. His company is called Rotimart, and he'll call you and discuss the highest potential for you and timeline. All right, fair. All right, take care, man. Bye. All right, so what's that? The third one. The second. So I have two buyers. I two buyers on the list, and the second listing prospect, basically. So I need to send this to Nara, basically. All right, it's not bad, It's not the right fit for now. Let's see here. Still not bad. Doing business, right? That's what it's about. So I'm simply setting up a task that said send to agent. Oh, so now, and then I try to put what the property is worth uh, as part of note for him to work with. Make his life easier. So let's move on to okay. All right. So we got that knocked down to. Well, Lino wants me to call at. What was this? Lino wants me to call. Oh, did I set up? Yeah, I set up a task. Oh, I didn't mark it. Mark. Let's send to now. All right. So we're done with that. Uh, we have some. Okay, we got some tasks to do later on. Um, okay. All right. So I think we should wrap it up for the day. I think we should wrap it up for the day. What do you guys think? Did you learn? Um, two buyers on the list. Okay, and two listing prospects basically. And again, if you're still asking, do you need to have a license? There's your answer. You don't have to have a license. You do need to have someone who have a license, someone who has a license on the team. That way you can make some referral commissions from them. And some state will require that you're licensed to make referrals from listing a property and representing a property owner. See, as wholesalers, we don't represent property owners. That's not what we do. All right. What we do is we take on invested interest in the property by way of a contract. That's different from representing the interest of the homeowner. That's two different things. So don't forget smartrealestatewholesaling.com. Go grab your copy, um, your free copy, PDF. If you want it in audiobook, Kindle, it's available as well. So that's all I have for you today. Hopefully, you've been enlightened and educated. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Please give it a thumbs up if you really enjoyed the session. Give it a thumbs up always. Okay. And hopefully, you've been enlightened and educated. We'll see you on the next one, and peace.